Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're looking at the Bulldog Project after round 21. And I guess an afternoon that was about as good as you could expect against the table-topping, double premiership winning Penrith Panthers. Um, yeah, a bit of news to cover through. Out of the game, I guess. First of all, obviously the sort of team lineup was a lot of last minute changes due to illness. Was the reason given by the coach. Um, and then I guess bringing Hayes Perham in for Reed Marnie was an interesting sort of decision. But then I guess off the back of that too, to play Reed on the as a lock forward when he came on, and sort of have Kyle play the 80 minutes at hooker. Um, was definitely a bit of a head scratcher. Um, yeah, and then I guess a report sort of coming out over the last 24 hours, perhaps, or I guess after the game, about the club captain for Fatala Mariner being asked to, or not asked, but being told he can look elsewhere. And then I guess the reports come back that Fatala Mariner's not happy with having to play in the middle when he's an edge forward, and the intensity of training has been a lot. And I guess when you factor some of the performances from the Dogs, um, that could well be the case. That they're struggling to adapt to the new coach. I guess the sort of silver lining out of it, if you want to call it that, there's a bit of drama with it. Is there was a bit of questions asked and fingers pointed. Todd Payton, the first year he was at the Cowboys, I can't remember if it was last year or 2021. Time flies when you're having fun. But yeah, there was a lot of chat about him dropping Taumalolo, and I guess there was concerns about the workloads of training and whatnot. But fast forward to 2023, and or the back half of 2023 anyway, and yeah, no one's really complaining up there in North Queensland. They're having a great time flying into the eight, one of the form teams of the competition. So, yeah, I guess, it gives me those vibes, the way the things are going at the moment. So, obviously, sort of 6 rounds to get through, a couple of wins would be nice to round out the season. Hopefully, we get Kickow and Carr back soon, and we can start having a look at the team in full flight. Um, And then, yeah, we'll just push on till next year. And hopefully, like I said, an extra preseason under the belt. The players who want to get off the bus, to use the famous quote, can. And yeah, it'll be a good year. But yeah, still very much in the transition, which we know as Dogs fans. So yeah, onwards and upwards is the way I'm looking at it. Whether it pans out or not, and wishful thinking, we'll see. But on the Supercoach front, 1,144 this week, which was top 28%, which is all right given we're in the top 33% for the season, still just outside that top 50K. That's the one we want for the season. But we are running out of trades, which is a concern, and we still have a Bulldogs buy to get through too with our sort of Bulldog heavy squad. Um, but in terms of the players that played this week, Harry Grant with a 36. That's not great. Reed Marnie, I've already talked about, but playing out of position, yeah, that's what you're going to get. Payne Haas with a 62 rather, so solid return from him. Ruben Cotter, bargain basement front row option, 40. We'll take that. He's obviously just covering while Big Tino's out, and we know again, as the Cowboys ramp up to the finals, he'll be more and more involved once he's, sort of ready to go post Origin. David Fifita with 57. Yeah, not his usual sort of output, but if that's his floor, we'll take it. Nicola with a 36. So I guess the Sharks, another team, maybe not quite as going as bad as the Dogs, but there's definitely a few concerns around that club. Um, so yeah, well, that's fine. Presto obviously missed out with the flu, and yeah, that's fine. Eh, Everyone's allowed to have 1 week off. Hopgood with a 63, solid. Liam Martin with a 42. So he's always heavily involved, but it's not always translated to SuperCoach points, which we probably should have known going into the pick. But top bloke, happy to have him in the side. Nico Hines with the 86, so decent captaincy option. We do have a ton there we could have gone with. SJ with the 74, so he's holding his own. Obviously doesn't play this week. Callum Ponga with the 96, nice win from the Knights against the Storm. Definitely wasn't expected. But as Dogs fans, we should have known that was in the realm of possibilities given the round 2 game down there. Still hanging on to that distant memory. Matt Burton with the 50. So, despite not having Sexton outside of him, he still had a decent game. Manu with the 78. He's a real solid centre wing, as always. All solid. CNK 69, tick. Garrick 69, tick. Garrett 69. Oh, I just realised they're all the same score. That's brilliant. Jarrell Skelton with 81 obviously got that try, which was nice, but I guess, a bit of rocks and diamonds with him. He had a couple of drop balls and the flick pass that went to ground. But then, yeah, he just produces. Um, Reece Walsh with 111 and Averillo with a 78. So move to halfback. Him and Joey Manu I talked about in the sort of main Supercoach review. Actually, no, sorry, it was NRL where I've got him as well. The NRL fantasy video, I should say. I talked about they're both very similar. They sort of get pushed down to the centres because they want to fit other players in the spine. But they really should be on the ball a bit more. They're just so good. So as it turns out, I think with Preston now, we actually got Burton's 50, which is solid. Our auto emergency worked out all right. Reece Walsh with 111, I forgot to mention, absolutely killing it. I know I went with Latrell um, in my main sort of Supercoach team, and then he was laid out. So I should have got on Reece Walsh. But yeah, then again, Pago was out. I should have got on Brian Tyre. uh, yeah, so I guess in terms of trades this week, we've only got 2 trades left. Not a lot of cash to play with, so we are fairly well stuck with the squad we've got, unless we cash out Big Tino, which I don't really want to do. Overall, I'm okay with the squad. Val Vare should hopefully be back this week. And we've also got the cover of Avarillo, so not too stressed about the centre wings. Halves are solid. Forward pack, like again, playing Liam Martin. This is sort of the last resort, I guess. But I guess, yeah, the questions around Reid Marnie and what they're doing with trying to play him out of position. Maybe it was just to get him on the field. Maybe they were trying something different. I don't know. It didn't work, whichever way you slice it. So, um, I mean, with the game, the obvious sort of target this week is just to go the elite gunnage of Damien Cook. Um, Playing against the Tigers this week is probably the main reason for this move. Okay, yeah, Cookie, I'm bringing you in. Don't stress. Been having some connection issues today. It's not ideal. So then I guess if we were to make this move, how we'd line up. Hook VC. Johnson's out, but we're going to play Birdo. CNK's out. We're just going to swap in Avarillo. And that's pretty much it. There's not too much thought into it. I guess the Broncos playing the Roosters. We could go super cheeky with a Reece Walsh VC into Cook C. The Walsh move didn't come off. So yeah, we could go like that at the start of the week, really early. I do have a tendency to forget about the Bulldog Project after we have this discussion on Monday, though, to be fair, which is part of the reason why the team has somehow ended up like it is. um, but yeah, it's pretty good. Like I said, get Big Tino back in when he's available. SJ, he'll be sweet after this week. So yeah, I mean, one last trade. We might sort of have to use Tafare's money somewhere, but I feel like we're fairly well covered across the park now. Like maybe one more sort of gun fullback would be nice, but we don't have the money for it. Especially now, if we go with Cook, can't get rid of Tino because there's no one to use the money on with only one trade left. I guess maybe because why not? We'll have a look. If we were to hang on to Marnie, we get out of Big Tino, what are our options become? So it'd be Tino and Tafare would trade out, push Avarillo into the center wing. Could go Drinkwater and enough. That'd be pretty interesting for the run home. I guess the obvious one, is Latrell, but Tedesco at 700, still decent value, I think. So we could go Teddy and still have 600k in the kick. Uh, um, Unfortunately, all the nice options are just about. Could go Tohu. It's probably the best of the sub 600Ks. I guess obviously the stock market video is the place to look at those sort of options. Little self promotion there. So it'll be something like Tohu would be the last one there. And there, that'll be our squad finished. Obviously, would hope Marnie would go back to playing 80 minutes at hooker. And then we do also run the risk. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still at 6 dogs, which is going to be an issue the week there on the bye. But that's fine. I guess the theory is if we can outscore on the weeks where they are playing, then it doesn't matter when they're not. So yeah, I'm not too sure yet, but I guess that would be the play. I do want to hang on to Tino though because he's an absolute weapon. We've only got to wait 2 more weeks now till he's back. So I guess it's like, well, what does Tino score in 2 weeks or 1 week? No, sorry, yeah. So we only get 1 more game out of Tohu anyway. So yeah, that's fine. We'll just go back to the way we had it. Although actually I haven't got Cook back in, so I guess if we were to run without trades, this will be the last bit of the video, I promise. So yeah, so I think it's an obvious VC on Walshy then. It's the upside option. It's an upside option. And then for the captaincy, Hines is solid, even against Penrith. He'll still be the one that's involved in anything the Sharks do, so I think that's fine. And I think we'll just sit on the trades, just in case of emergency. Um, or even just when the dog's buy comes up, we might cash out. Preston maybe. Marnie, but then we might as well do that now. Something like that anyway. I don't have any. Yeah, I don't have any options to push up into the centre wing second row. That would be nice. With the upgrade Presto to a fullback option maybe. But we'll just see. Two left injuries, I think, is where we'll wrap it up. So, excuse me. As always, if you've got any thoughts on the side, please throw them in the comment section below. If you are enjoying the content, please like, subscribe to the channel. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.